YouTube! I'm Pinstar, and this is Pinstar Plays Town of Salem. So what is Town of Salem? Well, you and 14 other people join in a game, all with randomly assigned roles, and you're trying to win based on what role you have. There are towns, there are neutrals, there are the mafia, and then there are the covens. And your role each game is randomly determined, as we can see here. We are an arsonist, one of the neutrals, an evil neutral role, who wants to burn everybody. Now each role has its own abilities and powers and whatnot. So we want to, basically the way the arsonist works is that each night we can douse people in gasoline. And then at some point later in the game, we can choose to ignite, and basically anyone who has gas on them goes up in flames. And if we make it to the end of the game as the only surviving person of the town who isn't a survivor or another arsonist, then we win. Now obviously the town wants to get rid of us. We don't want to tell the town that we are actually an arsonist. So I'm coming up with a fake claim here. Maximum is our given name, and we are the lookout. So we're pretending to be somebody else. Now the lookout is a town role that basically goes on somebody, and the game will tell you if somebody else visited them. Now we're obviously not actually a lookout. We won't actually get that information, but we're going to pretend like that and hope that nobody contradicts us. Because that way it makes us look like a town. People will trust us. They won't try to lynch us during the day and what have you. So I randomly chose Bird here. No particular reason, but you can see with that little icon next to their name, that means they're doused in gasoline. Now Bird does not know that they were doused in gasoline. Bird, as far as Bird's concerned, nothing happened to them. We got a couple of people who are disconnecting here. That's unfortunate. They usually do that either if they don't like their role or if for whatever reason. It's not a cool thing to do, people. You know, even if that accelerates my win a little bit, that's still not a cool thing to do. All right, so they were Jester. Well, it doesn't matter what they were. All right, we have Mafia in this game. The Mafioso can kill somebody each turn, so we need to be wary of them. Now, we do have basic defense, so if they randomly target us, they won't actually kill us, but they'll know that their target's defense was too strong. So that might alert them that we're something problematic. Now, the Mafia know who the other Mafia members are. The Coven know who the other Coven members are. But the town do not know who the other town members are. And all the neutrals, like myself, don't know who all the other neutrals are. All right, Poisoner, that's another... I ponder doing a Death Note for later, but then I decide against it. Death Note is just something that gets displayed when you kill somebody, and I'm not igniting for a while. So if you ignite too early, then they're going to be on the lookout for an arsonist. Right now, nobody knows there's an arsonist. All right, James Russell is a town. They are claiming psychic. And they get random visions as to who are the good and evil people. Now, they don't know for sure who the evil was, but they found, it looks like 9 left or was killed by someone who was in their will, so we don't need to worry about that. And they didn't list us as one of the evil people. Here's me putting out my fake will that I'm claiming the lookout, and I said who I went on. NV means no visits. So that's just telling the town who I am. Now, James Russell has done VFR. That means vote for role. That's basically saying that any of the people who haven't claimed their role, we need to vote them up and force them to claim, or we're going to guilty them. Now, me proactively claiming that, if they just go down the list here. But when they get to me, they're not going to vote me up because I've already claimed. And nobody seems to be contradicting my claim. No one says, no, I don't think you're a lookout. Everyone seems to accept that. So I think I've flown under the radar for the moment. Now, it is in our best interest to get people voted out, because again, we want to end the game with just us or any survivors or other arsonists. So the faster people go away, regardless of them being town or mafia or coven, the better. It sounds like we found another member of the mafia here, which again is fine. I mean, it's good for town, but it's also good for me. The more people out, the better. Granted, it is a little bit worse for me because if the Mafia was still alive, the Mafia could start killing people. Oh, I missed it that he was asking for lookout. I ponder going to James, but I wasn't entirely sure. When I was playing the game, and this is post commentary. When I was playing the game, I actually completely missed that he asked for the lookout to be on himself. I wouldn't have minded going on them, but I figured I went on Jaja because they were a sheriff claim, and I figured, okay, well, I can justify me going on a sheriff claim thinking that an evil might attack them, so that way I could see that. Now, we were doused in gas. That means there's another arsonist out there. When you visit somebody, when you visit somebody, you douse them in gas. If somebody visits you, you douse them in gas as well. And so Jaja got doused because I visited them, but Kill Me and Spartan Soup both got doused as well. That means they both visited me. And the fact that I got doused in gas means that one of those two were another arsonist. Now that's problematic, because if I were to ignite, or the other arsonist was to ignite, I would go up in flames too. And that would not allow me to win. Luckily, the arsonist has an ability that if I take no action, if I don't visit anybody for a night, I wipe the gas off myself. Nobody else besides arsonists can do that. So here, I put my fake will in there, the 11, no visits. It looks like, so Kill Me the Doctor visited me. So Kill Me is the doctor. They visited me. That's why they got doused. So Spartan Soup must be the other arsonist. Now, I don't want Spartan Soup to get voted up. I vote them up only because it would be suspicious if I didn't. I make some doubts here, but I'm not really trying to push them. And also, they seem reluctant to do that. Yeah, chain with the doc. That means the doctor protects them, and they protect the others. But I know for a fact they're not bodyguard. That's what BG is, bodyguard. So I NO them along with everybody else, which is ultimately a good thing because they're kind of my partner in crime. We don't absolutely know that we are both arsonists, but I kind of infer it, and in a moment here we confirm that we are the arsonists here. The other thing is I don't mind people who are not doused getting lynched, because that means these are all the more people who have been doused will get burned whenever we ignite. Brick doesn't have much of an excuse here, so I'm good with guiltying this one. Yeah, they were claiming Guardian Angel, that their target left so early. That may or may not have happened, but it was an iffy claim, and again, I just wanted them out because that's fewer people we have to worry about. So he was Survivor. We didn't actually need to take them out, but we had no way of confirming that. Now here, we do not go and visit somebody, nor do we ignite, because we need to get the gas off of ourselves. Because if we ignite, we'd kill ourselves. If the other arsonist ignites, then we would die in the fire too, and that's no good. So we're holding steady. Now that being said, I'm pretending like I visited 12, because we'll know for a fact if anybody else visits 12, because they'd get doused just by them visiting 12. And I don't think 12 is going to counterclaim or say anything bad at me. See how the douse disappeared from both me and Spartan Soup? We both cleaned the gas off of ourselves. So that means neither of us visited anybody. And I now know for a fact Spartan Soup is the other arsonist. All right, Hexmaster, member of the Coven. All right, so there goes the doctor. And unfortunately, that was a doused target, so, I mean, they're dead now anyway. So I post up my will again, just letting everyone know, hey, I'm still a lookout. I visited 12. Nobody visited 12, so we're all hunky-dory. Just to keep myself legitimate, especially since I appeared in the evil will. 14, 12, or 6. Now that's bad because he's caught both 12 and myself, but 14's in there as well. So that kind of gives us an out, because I don't want to up Spartan Soup, and I don't want to, obviously I don't want myself getting lynched. So I'm just saying that, Spartan Soup must have been hexed because they were innocent before. And I ponder voting them up, but I'm like, nah, more arsonists can work better together. So I ultimately go after Grizz here, because again, they are not my other arsonist partner, and they're not doused, so getting them out would work. Luckily, Grizz does not have a very good excuse. They're claiming medium, which is somebody who can talk with the dead, but all of the people who have died have left the game, so there's nothing for them to say. Now, that they might very well be med, but there's nothing, they can do to support. But that's still a pretty weak claim, which is good. I mean, I wouldn't care if their claim was strong or weak. I want them out anyway. But luckily, the rest of the town agrees. So we're voting them for guilty here. Well, not the rest of them. Actually, very few people voted, but we got them 2-1. That's all that we need. So one whispers me and is now asking me to go on them. Now, if Spartan Soup had ignited here, we would have won right here, right now. I hope he has the wherewithal to ignite, because now he can ignite. I'm not going to burn up. I ponder igniting myself, but then I figured, all right, you know what? Let's douse James Russell. But then I changed my mind and decided to douse, hoping that Spartan Soup goes and douses somebody. Because if they douse somebody this night and then I ignite, that person dies as well. And once we get a voting majority, we're in the clear. We can just vote out the last person. Unfortunately, Spartan Soup does not douse anybody else. They may have just ignited as well. So the only people that died here were Bird and Yaya, who were the two people who were doused. Doesn't matter who did the dousing of them. They die regardless. Now it's the two arsonists versus the two. Now Spartan finally reaches out to me, and I think they got the idea that, yeah, I'm an arso too. One is still not sure about me, though. So I just tell him, no visits. Now, I miss on there that the bird was a visited one. They kind of call me on that, but luckily, they don't have enough. With 4 players, you need 3 votes to vote somebody out. So they can go after me, they can go after Spartan, and as long as one of us doesn't turn on the other, that's not enough to put somebody up on the gallows. So here I should have backpedaled, but it really doesn't matter. They call me on this. Yeah, so they're like, nope, that is wrong answer, because 13 went on 1. But it doesn't really matter as long as Spartan doesn't vote me. Luckily, Spartan is smart enough not to. Had the town been larger at this point, they would have had the votes to get me out. I don't. I like the idea, but I don't have the typing speed to tell them to confirm that. But I guess that that's what they want to do. So I go to douse, and I'm going to assume that they ignite. Because once again, if you have 2 arsonists, one does a douse and one doesn't ignite, then that will instantly kill the person. Because you can't douse and ignite at the same time. Here, I decided to put a little cheeky will here, assuming that James is going to go down, and we do douse them. Now, Spartan claimed that they that they ignited, but I think they may have forgotten to hit the button. No matter, because it's still 2 versus 2. So I kind of just decide to come out here. Yeah, he may have forgotten to hit the button, because I'm pretty sure that's how that works. If one douses, the other ignites. It insta kills them. The person who gets doused, not the other arsonist. So I kind of come out here because we know that they can't vote either of us up. For some reason, despite me outright coming out, they still go after 12. Like, they don't want to believe that I'm the fake lookout. And it's like, sir, what are you? Because, yeah, you need 3 votes, and I sure as heck am not voting up Spartan Soup. So I figure, you know what, if Spartan ignites as well, I might as well ignite, because all we need is for James Russell to die, because then it'll be 2 of us versus 4, and then the 2 of us can just vote them out. No problem, no issue at all. And since we know for a fact James Russell is already doused, this will work one way or the other. Okay, I fixed my thing to be night 6. I visited you. And it looks like Spartan went on 4, or 4 went on either of us, and got themselves doused because they got caught up in that instant ignite. I visited you. Although that wasn't true for 4. Retributionist resurrects other town roles to do things. But they didn't really have a chance to use that very much. And yeah, they're the psychics, so they're the ones who can get the estimations of who might be good, who might be evil. But since it's just arsonists left and we don't have to kill each other to win, we both win. Spartan Soup and Maximum have won. So, if you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. If you get the game and need a referral, PinstarYT is my name in game. You can also send me a friend request and I'll be happy to accept. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya!